I'm excited because by the looks of it, it may be we're going into a bull market. The stock market has gone up by 10% year to date. All major stocks have doubled or at least increased 50% year to date. Inflation is nearly dead. Interest rates have hit a plateau. Optimism is back, and the panic and pessimism is at an all-time low. For now, at least. So does that mean we're finally in a bull market? Because it feels like a bull market, smells like a bull market, but is it really a bull market? I put this on Twitter and everyone is saying we've already been in a bull market. And by looking at what's going on in the market, it seems to be that way. But that's what we're gonna figure out in this video today. So if you guys are ready, smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, man. Let's go. Let's start with, how do we know if we're in a bull market or not? We know that a bear market is when the S&P 500 drops 20%, and that happened officially in September of 2022. But to know if we're in a bull market or not, the S&P 500 needs to be up 20% from their lows. And looking at the chart, it's over 17%, meaning that we are almost there. Sheesh! Although we're still in a bear market, this is a good sign that we are finally stepping to the right direction into a bull market. Unless, you know, at the 19.99% mark, the market decides to drop, then, well, rip. We're still gonna be in this bear market. I mean, it's not out of the ordinary. I mean, this could happen. The stock market in the short term, anything could happen. But I'll explain how this could happen or may not as we go forward into this video. Secondly, there's a lot of optimism in the air. The US government raises their debt ceiling, which was an overhang for the entire market. Inflation keeps going lower and lower. The economy is seeing some level of certainty, and businesses, believe it or not, are thriving. I mean, that's pretty insane. Interest rates are still high, you know, like 5, 6%, 7%, sometimes going up as high as 9, 10%. And businesses are still thriving. That's a sheesh moment right there. I mean, with all that, it all points towards a better economy and companies expect to be growing. So, I mean, confidence is high. And thirdly, companies are expected to show strong earnings. This is one of the best signs to know if we're about to enter a bull market. You see, guys, in a bear market, companies will project lower earnings due to the upcoming recession. And that did happen, but 6 months ago. But now, every company is projecting strong growth, strong earnings next year. So that's a sheesh moment. That's a bull sign. I mean, companies like Nvidia, you know, Tesla, Amazon, and so on and so forth. And don't forget, guys, the stock market is forward looking. So they're seeing all this and they're pricing it in, knowing that stock market is undervalued. That's why everything's been going up. But nonetheless, that is crazy. The fact that this is happening with high interest rates, again, it's just a sheesh moment. Although this is all happening and a bull market looks imminent, we may be going into a heavier recession sometime in the future if a soft landing doesn't happen. Let me explain. In all of history, there's only been only one time where a soft landing has actually worked. The rest of the time, we've ended up in a recession. Take a look at this chart. The blue line are interest rates and the gray highlighted parts are recessions. Are you seeing a pattern? Every time when there was a recession, interest rates were violently dropped. For example, let's take a look at 2008. Prior to this crash, there was a strong and heavy bull market. Interest rates were increasing to slow down growth and then paused because the economy was cooling. Kind of like what's happening right now. But then, what happened? Something broke, which now we know it was a housing crisis. And because we had this massive crash, the Fed slashed interest rates so fast that it almost looks like a straight line going down. Like, that's absolutely insane. Similar situation back in 2000, 2001 in the dot-com bubble era. Interest rates were hiking, it was a pause, then something broke, rates slashed. Look at that. That's insane. And the thing is, guys, this situation has happened several more times. And guess what? It looks like it could happen again sometime in the future. This is the fastest interest rate hike in history. We never had rates increase this fast before. And I'm afraid that if we don't lower them sooner than later, we could be in for another crash. And it's not gonna be fun. I mean, hell, even Warren, the Congress lady, the Democrat Congress lady, was talking to Jerome and saying that all the times that we've had a interest rate hike and we pause, what has happened? And Jerome said, we had crashes. And so Warren's like, yeah, so, you know, are we going to go to another crash? And Jerome was like, I don't know, maybe. So it was a funny thing. I'll leave the link of the video down. It's absolutely hilarious.
Since the end of World War II, There have been 12 times in which the unemployment rate has increased by 1 percentage point within 1 year, exactly what you're aiming to do right now. How many of those times did the U.S. economy avoid falling into a recession?
You know, it's not as black and white as very,
Just
very
looking
infrequent.
at the numbers, it actually is pretty black
Alan
and white.
Blinder's written a book on this.
There have been 12 times that we've seen a 1 point increase in the unemployment rate in a year. That's exactly what your Fed report has put out as the projection and the plan based on how you're going to keep raising these interest rates. How many times did the economy fail to fall into a recession after doing that? Out of 12 times.
I think the number is 0.
I think the number is 0. That's exactly right.
And for those who are asking what happened in 2020, I mean, that doesn't count because it was due to a black swan event, the COVID pandemic, as we're all aware of. I mean, we kind of had to reduce rates because, the whole world shut down. I mean, how can an economy work when you're being forced to stay at home and not do anything? So, yeah, interest rates plummet, money printer went berserk, and we have one of the best bull markets literally the year after that. But anyways, 2020 doesn't really count in my opinion. But the rest of the years, I hope it doesn't happen again. So here are my thoughts. I do believe that we are going to be in a bull market. Heck, I do think we are in a bull market. There's no doubt about that. The question is for how long? I don't think, in my personal opinion, this bull market is going to last for 6, 7, 8 years. I mean, I could be wrong, right? I'm just speculating. I'm just throwing it out there because we have this high interest rate. And if they don't reduce it, if they don't start cutting it sooner than later, we could see what history has shown us. So that's why personally I'm saying I think this bull market could run for a year, 2 years max, but then something's got to break. I mean, if they don't start cutting and they stay, here's the thing, the Fed, there's no reason for them to cut rates when the economy is fine. Let's say we hit that 2% or 1% mark of inflation. If it stays stable, there's no reason to increase rates or decrease rates. And that's kind of scary because interest rates could stay how they are for a long time until something breaks. And that to me is a little concerning. But I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm hopeful, even though being hopeful or hope is not a strategy. They do keep saying soft landing and they really seem like they want to do that, even though out of the dozens time they've done it, only one time has worked. So, the odds aren't in their favors. But I am hoping that sooner or later, guessing end of this year or sometime during the fall when interest rates is at the 3-2% mark, they can slowly start cutting. Then we might be going into a soft landing and we could probably avoid a recession, even though I think we've been in a recession since 2022. Even the stock market thinks so too. But a soft landing could be happening. So let's see how they do it. I'm going to give them end of this year. If they don't start cutting, I'm going to call a massive crash coming in the next couple of years because history shows us that's what happens. Now, what am I doing personally? If you guys have been watching me for a while now, I'm going all in into Tesla stock. And I've been buying with every spare cent in this massive dip. But now, I've stopped buying. I'll make a separate video on why I stopped buying Tesla stock. Not because I don't think it's not a bullish company. It's an extremely bullish company. And one day it's going to become the world's most valued company. It's just that I bought so much and I need to save up for a house, for other property. Anyways, I'll make a separate video on why I stop buying any stock. I am done for now. But for now, you guys can check out when Tesla will perform the next stock split or see what the stock price could be from now to 2030 or even 2032 because I covered in this video. Check it out. You won't be disappointed. Subscribe for more and become a channel member, man. Support the channel, man. All right. I love y'all. I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.